本当だ本当だちょっとなんかフラフラちょっとね、We're out here today in the rain at Nikko Circuit because I want to show you this. I always like to show you something a little bit different. So today we are going to test drive the Toyota Crown Estate. This is the Toyota JZS 17 Series Crown Estate Athlete. And I'll just say what everyone's thinking. You know, it's pretty obvious that it's trying to be a Mercedes-Benz 190E wagon. You know, just by the look of it. You know, it's a Mercedes. So for those of you who are sick of Silvias, had it with Hachiroku, is this a good alternative car to try and drift in? And also because it's a wagon, it has that extra sort of odd cool factor to it. So this particular car belongs to the owner of the Rusty tuning shop, the same guy who did the tuning on my JZX 100. And this is his like personal, I guess, drift missile practice car. You know, he likes big Toyotas, so this is what he's driving around in. The reason this car is here today is because it's been fitted with the new Greddy TD06 20RX Turbo, and these bonnet dampers do not work anymore. The staff from Trust are here, and also Drifting Off Your Magazine is here as well to do a report on that. So they were originally going to be doing it on my car, but that's not here today, so they're using this car instead. So what makes the Crown Wagon a cool car? Well, first of all, it's this, basically. And of course, a wagon means that there is a lot of space in the back. So Mr. Arita has already put all his tools back in there because he's going to leave. And yeah, look, it's missing the rear seat, but it does take the entire set of golf clubs quite easily. I think he went golfing yesterday, but it's raining today, so I just think he didn't bother unpacking. So you can see lots and lots of room. If the rear seat was still there, it folds down flat, and I can actually lie down, like in the back, stretched out. It's that long. So yeah, I mean, it's got a stripped out rear end, but it's quite big. So one of the other good things about the Crown is it's a little bit more luxurious than your standard JZX 100. Does this do something? There you go, there's a little thing there. You know, it's that fake sort of oak, I guess. All right, TV. Most of these you'll find did come in automatic, but this one's been converted. And you know, it's cigarette, stereo. It's a typical sort of old man car. You know, the interior is not exactly super sporty looking, but it's comfortable. It's nice and roomy. If I put the seat like that, like I have enough foot room. Is the lens foggy up? Oh, the lens is fogged up. It's got 18-inch 235s on the back, and the fronts have been modified a bit. It's got longer, lower control arms and steering knuckles as well, with these raised wheels. It's been sort of halfway modified for drift. You know, Arita-san doesn't really take this car too seriously, apart from just using it to test new parts and things like that. As far as styling goes, this is absolutely one of the more sleeper drift cars you can buy. I don't really think anyone, you know, if you're driving this on the street especially, no one's really going to expect this to be a drift car. Headlights have these little round sort of inserts on them for that European sort of look. I personally think this car looks better with the lower grade headlights from the sedan. They've got a bit more of a sort of Toyota, you know, brick look to them. I think that looks better, but yeah, it's still okay. Also, this front grille, that's not the standard front grille. This is sort of a replacement, you know, European style looking one. Overall though, I think the Crown appeals to a certain type of person. And if you like, you know, sleeper cars or something a little bit odd, it could be a good choice because these things come, like I said, with the 1JZ turbo engine, so same as in all the JZXs. So that means they do share a lot of parts, especially for the engine, but the Crown itself, the suspension and things like that are not interchangeable generally, so you're gonna have to find parts for the 17 especially when it comes to the suspension and steering and stuff like that. There's a later model Crown. That's the 18 Crown in the sedan. Oh yeah, I should mention too that these were police cars, the 17 Crown. The Crown has always been the police car, not the Wagon though. So yeah, like I said, appeals to a certain type of person, you know, like the people who like to drive cars and look like cop cars. Also roof racks. Yeah, if you like roof racks, it has roof racks. I never thought I'd say that, you know, to be a feature of a drift car, but here we are. So what we're going to do is Mr. Koguchi is going to drive the car and give his impression of the new turbo to Dory 10, and then we're going to take it for a ride and see, is the Wagon a good drift car or not? Because I really want to know, because it's so long, you know? I just don't know if it's going to be good because it's long or bad, because, you know, some cars, because they're, you know, long wheelbase, can be better for drifting, because, you know, they're like, especially like the 17 Crown. I have drifted a 17 Crown sedan before, and it was quite fun. It wasn't very sort of responsive, but because it's like kind of long wheelbase and, you know, lots of power because of the 1JZ turbo, it felt good. But you know, the Wagon has a lot of weight past the rear wheels, especially, you know, the fuel tank and stuff like that. So we'll find out. So one of the reasons I came out here today was because we've got, this is a turbo that is on my Mark II, and we've got Mr. Koguchi here, and also Dory 10, Kawasaki, and the Trust staff guys. So I just wanted to, this report here today was supposed to be on my car, but we're doing the Crown instead here today just for reasons. Okay, so we're gonna go out first as a passenger with Mr. Koguchi. So already much roomier than the Mark II is. There we go. Yeah, this turbo really seems to suit this kind of layout. Alright, now it's my turn, and unfortunately Mr. Koguchi's in the car with me, which is緊張するよ。やだ。Okay, hello, can we go out? Too late, okay. First gear. それ一足だ。やっぱり後ろ重いね。でしょ？思ったより。危ない。怖い。いや、怖いよ。ごめんね、左ごめんね。大丈夫。エステートとセダンが違うかな。全然違う。全然違う。 Yeah, so I was sort of coming into today hoping that this would be kind of a cool car to, can't see a thing. This would be like a cool, you know, alternative, I'm stalling it, a cool sort of alternative drift car, but honestly, it's not really. I think it's a bit too, like a bit too, you know, long in the back. I think that the length of it, which is what makes it look interesting, is its downfall, unfortunately.
どうすか?
エンジンがいい。ワゴンはダメ。
ワゴンはダメ。
ワゴンはあんまり好きじゃない。
ワゴン最高だよ。うわってなんないから。
うん、そうそうそうそう。
突然じゃないからね。
アクセルワークはのリスポンスがいい、それは。
じゃあまあ大会とかあるにしても、日光の大会は雨でも晴れでも失敗する確率が少ないね。
I think the biggest thing that makes the Crown Wagon difficult to drift is there's so much weight past the rear axle. Like for example, if you look at this car here, this is a JZX90 Mark II. If you look at the back, you can see that it's mostly just thin metal and the chassis rails past the rear axle. So there's not really a whole lot of weight. And as you can see, the fuel tank is sitting like directly between the strut towers. So all that weight is over the rear end. From about here back, that's not really all that heavy. Whereas on the Wagon, it was, you know, there's a lot of heavy glass and metal a long way back from the rear axles. Whereas on a car like this, it's mostly the weight ends about there. So I think that's one of the things that made that car a bit difficult to drift. And it wasn't just me. You can see that Kokuchi was having a hard time with it too. So, yeah, he's going home. Long. So can I recommend the Crown Wagon, the Estate, as a drift car? Honestly, if you're going to buy a Crown, you just get a regular sedan because that would feel better to drive. If you're willing to put up with the idiosyncrasies of a very long car like the Wagon, or if you just want the Wagon, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, it's still got the same engine as the JZX100. It's Toyota. They're very tough. They're well built. Might be a little bit difficult to get parts overseas because they're not really that popular. But if you want something different, then yeah, Wagon would be kind of cool if you're a Wagon dude. So that's all for me today. I had the chance to come out and review the Crown Estate Wagon drift car here today, so I thought I'd do it. And yeah, hope to review more cars like that in the future. Now, some other things. If you follow my Instagram, you would have seen that back in the summer, I said I was planning to go full-time with Noriera from now on. Believe it or not, it is not my full-time job, but I have so many opportunities and chances to do so much cool stuff and get it on video. I thought, well, why not? Let's do it. But instead of running a bunch of ads for, you know, VPNs and mobile apps and other sorts of things you see on YouTube, I thought I'll start a Patreon, and for those people who want to get involved with the content and be part of the community and see the videos early is the best part, here it is. Check it out.
Cheese.